Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we re-embarking on an epic journey through time to uncover the story of one of humanity's most incredible engineering feats, the Great Wall of China. It's more than just a wall. It's a symbol of strength, perseverance, and the rich, complex history of a nation. So grab your gear, and let's start trekking through the dynasties that built this wonder of the world. Our story doesn't begin with a single massive wall, but with many smaller ones. Imagine China over 2,700 years ago, during what's known as the Spring and Autumn period. The land was divided into numerous rival states, each vying for power. To protect themselves from each other and from nomadic tribes to the north, states like Qi, Yan, and Zhao started building defensive walls. These weren't the grand stone structures we picture today. Think more along the lines of packed earth and gravel, a technique called rammed earth. They would build wooden frames, fill them with layers of soil, and then pound it down until it was rock solid. These early walls were effective for their time, creating barriers that could slow down invading armies and protect vital territories. They were the first seeds, the initial blueprints from which the legendary Great Wall would eventually grow. Now, let's fast forward to 221 BC. A powerful and ambitious figure, Qin Shi Huang, has just accomplished the unthinkable. He has conquered all rival states and unified China for the first time, establishing the Qin dynasty. He declared himself the first emperor. With a unified empire, the old walls that separated the former states were no longer needed. In fact, they were an obstacle. So the emperor ordered most of them to be torn down. However, the threat from the northern nomadic tribes, particularly the Xiongnu, was more significant than ever. To secure his new empire's northern frontier, Qin Shi Huang commanded a colossal undertaking: connect and fortify the existing northern walls of the former Qin, Zhao, and Yan states. Hundreds of thousands of workers, including soldiers, peasants, and convicts, were conscripted for this massive project. The work was grueling and dangerous, and countless lives were lost, earning the wall its tragic nickname, the longest cemetery on Earth. The Qin Wall stretched for thousands of kilometers, a formidable defensive line made primarily of rammed earth. It was a statement of power, a clear line drawn in the sand, marking the boundary between the civilized Chinese heartland and the nomadic world beyond. After the short-lived Qin dynasty fell, the Han dynasty rose to power and ruled for over 400 years. The Han emperors continued and greatly expanded the Great Wall project. They understood its strategic importance, not just for defense, but also for controlling trade along the burgeoning Silk Road. The Han extended the wall further west into the desert, creating a protected corridor for caravans carrying silk, spices, and other valuable goods. To guard this extended line, they built a system of watchtowers, fortresses, and beacon towers. These towers were the eyes and ears of the wall. If a sentry spotted an approaching enemy, they would light a fire, creating a plume of smoke by day or a bright flame by night. This signal would be relayed from tower to tower, allowing messages to travel hundreds of kilometers in just a few hours. It was an ancient, but incredibly effective communication network that allowed for the rapid deployment of troops to fend off raids. The Han dynasty's contributions solidified the wall's role as a multifunctional system of defense, communication, and trade regulation. After the Han dynasty, China experienced periods of division and unity. Many subsequent dynasties like the Sui and Tang repaired and added to the wall, but its next major transformation wouldn't happen for several centuries. Now, let's jump ahead to the Ming dynasty, which ruled from 1368 to 1644. This is the era that gave us the iconic Great Wall we see today. The Ming rulers, having overthrown the Mongol-led Yuan dynasty, were obsessed with preventing another northern invasion. They poured immense resources into rebuilding and fortifying the wall on an unprecedented scale. This is when the construction techniques truly evolved. Instead of just rammed earth, the Ming builders used millions of bricks and stone slabs. The design became more sophisticated with crenellations for archers, wider paths on top for moving troops and supplies, and heavily fortified passes like the famous Shanhaiguan, known as the first pass under heaven, and Jieyuguan, the westernmost fortress. The Ming walls stretched from the Bohai Sea in the east to the Gobi Desert in the west, a winding dragon of stone and brick snaking over mountains and through valleys. It was the culmination of over a millennium of wall-building experience. A defensive masterpiece designed to be impregnable. So, with this incredible Ming wall in place, you might be asking, did it actually work? The answer is complicated. The wall was a powerful military deterrent. It was incredibly difficult to breach and served as an excellent platform for defense. It funneled attackers towards heavily guarded passes where they could be dealt with more easily. However, a wall is only as strong as the people who guard it. Throughout its history, the Great Wall was sometimes bypassed, not by breaking through it, but by going around it, or more often, by bribing or tricking the guards. The fall of the Ming Dynasty itself is a prime example. In 1644, Manchu forces from the north were able to pass through the Shanhaiguan Pass after a Ming general, Wu Sangui, opened the gates for them, hoping to use the Manchus to suppress a peasant rebellion that had already captured Beijing. This event marked the end of the Great Wall's primary military function. The new rulers, the Manchu-led Qing dynasty, controlled territory on both sides of the wall, making its defensive purpose obsolete. The era of the Great Wall as an active military fortification was over. For the next few centuries, the wall was largely left to the elements. Sections crumbled, bricks were taken by local villagers for building houses and farms, and nature began to reclaim the massive structure. It wasn't until the 20th century that the Great Wall was rediscovered, not as a military defense, but as a powerful national symbol. For modern China, it represents the resilience and ingenuity of the Chinese people and the vastness of their history. Conservation efforts began, and it became a major tourist destination, attracting millions of visitors from all over the world. In 1987, it was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognized for its outstanding universal value. Today, the Great Wall stands as a testament to human ambition and endurance. It's not one continuous wall, but a complex system of walls, fortresses, and towers built over 2 millennia. It tells a story of conflict and culture, of emperors and soldiers, of trade and tribute. Walking on its ancient stones, you can almost feel the echoes of history beneath your feet. It reminds us that the greatest structures are not built in a day, but are the product of generations of effort. A legacy left for the entire world to marvel at. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey along the Great Wall of China. I hope you found it as fascinating as I do. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next historical adventure. Let me know in the comments what part of the wall's history surprised you the most. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.